Under the dim glow of the shelter's flickering lights, a cold silence hung heavy in the air. In one of the steel kennels, a German shepherd lay curled in the corner, his once-proud coat now dull, his amber eyes clouded with something deeper than fear, resignation. The staff had stopped trying to coax him forward. His file had been stamped with the word no one dared to say out loud: euthanasia. Tomorrow, at exactly 9:00 a.m., his life would end. No ceremony, no goodbye. Just a quiet, clinical erasure. Outside, the rain whispered against the shelter windows, as if the world already knew this was his last night. No one expected a miracle. No one, until the sound of a tapping cane echoed down the hallway. He came alone, moving with a careful rhythm, the kind you only hear from someone who can't see but has learned to navigate the world by instinct. A Marine, his posture still straight, his presence still commanding despite the years and the darkness that had claimed his sight. His name was Daniel Harris. He had heard about the K9 in passing, from a volunteer who couldn't bear the thought of what was about to happen. "They said he's too broken," Daniel muttered under his breath as he stopped in front of the kennel. "I know what that feels like." The dog lifted his head at the sound of the voice, deep, calm, but carrying a weight that wasn't from pity, but understanding. The shelter worker hesitated, reminding Daniel of the dog's past: aggression, trauma from military service, the scars you could see and the ones you couldn't. He had been a working K9 overseas, trained to detect explosives, and had saved lives, but after a blast shattered his handler's body and left him trapped under rubble for hours, something inside him had changed. He had been shipped back, transferred between kennels, labeled too unstable for adoption. Daniel listened quietly, fingers gripping the metal bars, his thumb tracing the scratches in the paint, as if feeling the story instead of hearing it. "Let me in," he said firmly. The door creaked open, and the dog backed into the corner, muscles tense. Daniel didn't move closer right away. He knelt, lowering himself to the floor, letting the quiet stretch out. He spoke not commands, but steady, low words. "I know what it's like to lose everything. I know what it's like to wake up and not recognize the world anymore." The tapping of rain on the roof filled the space between them. Slowly, the shepherd's ears flicked forward, a hesitant step, another. Until finally, a cold nose brushed Daniel's hand. His touch was gentle, deliberate, palms open, no force, just presence. The staff watched from the doorway, stunned. No one had been able to get near the dog without a muzzle, but something invisible had passed between them, two soldiers meeting on the battlefield of survival. Daniel didn't need to see the scars to know they were there. He could feel them in the way the dog's body trembled. "You're not done yet," he whispered. And in that moment, he knew he wasn't leaving without him. Paperwork was signed, protocols overridden after hours of discussion, and the next morning, instead of being led to a sterile back room, the German shepherd stepped out into the cold air beside his new handler. Daniel named him Shadow, a nod to the way they would move through the world together, quietly but with purpose. In the weeks that followed, Shadow's transformation was slow but unmistakable. The first tail wag, the first time he slept through the night without packing. The way his ears would perk when Daniel tapped his cane twice, a signal that they were about to head out on another walk. Neighbors would often stop them, curious about the imposing dog at his side, but Daniel would just smile. "He saved me as much as I saved him," he'd say, and maybe that was the truth neither of them could ever fully explain, how two lives, written off as broken, had found a way to complete each other. The shelter staff still talks about that night, about how one man's quiet determination rewrote a story that was supposed to end in tragedy. And sometimes, on stormy evenings, Daniel swears Shadow stands at the window, listening to the rain, remembering the night his world changed, not when he was rescued, but when someone finally saw him, not as a case file, not as a problem, but as a soldier still standing. And this time he wouldn't be standing alone.